Welcome to the first draft of Best Ball Summer. This is going to be my second big board that I've done. First big board on the channel, first big board I'm recording. Really excited for the season to kick off, man. It's finally here. We've been waiting for all the landing spots for months now. This one's a hard one for me between Bijan and JJ. JJ McCarthy just landed in Minnesota. My ADP is also way too low for JJ McCarthy. We can assume that he's going to be starting day one over Sam Darnold. They just got Sam Darnold as a potential bridge. Who knows if the plan was always to go J.J. McCarthy when they signed Sam Darnold, but we can conclude that the plan as of right now is that Sam Darnold is going to be the number 2 and J.J. is going to be the number 1 when they select him that high. You know, it's not a Kirk Cousins situation with Michael Penix. It's a bit different than that. Had some people come over, doing some work on the house, pouring some concrete out back. Asked if I was 18. Feels pretty good. 22 years old for those that. Even though I'm still young, like it's like obviously if I was older, it even hit harder, right? But it still feels nice, you know. Really hoping to get JT. Not sure if we're gonna get him, but be pretty sweet. Unlucky. Debo, Olave, Jalen Waddle. I think we're gonna be going Debo Samuel. I think that's who I like here. I was between Debo and Olave. Obviously with the 49ers drafting Ricky Pearsall. Oh, Jalen Waddle goes at the 20. Damn, I was hoping maybe it was too wishful thinking I was gonna get him on the way back. That was maybe in Best Ball Mania. Jalen Waddle starting to shoot up to the second round. That's where he should be, objectively. He should be definitely somewhere in the second round, at least. It's crazy that for a while in the big board, we were able to draft Jalen Waddle in the 40s. It never made any sense. And it took him a while to get pushed up into the third round. And then towards the end of the big board, we saw him settle around like 29, 30. 20? I haven't seen. That could just be M Jerky with a bit of Jalen Waddle bullness. I haven't seen any rankings for anyone. Pat's rankings, you know, hypothetically could have Jalen Waddle a lot higher. And that's why that's happening. But could also just be M Jerky's love for Jalen Waddle. I could go DJ Moore and just start taking receivers. Dude, receivers, specifically in Best Ball Mania, fly up the board. It is crazy. I don't know why it is for this tournament specifically. People just love receivers, and like in this tournament, I don't know what it is. It's I swear it is not like this for any other format or tournament. Best ball football on Underdog. It is only Best Ball Mania where the receivers just get gobbled up, and maybe in like big dog rooms too. You could say, I mean, obviously that's like looked at as right now as pretty much consensus. Best way to build your team is drafting 4 to 5 receivers, objectively 5 in the first 7 to 8 rounds. I feel like that's where we've landed as a community, as the consensus, like best way to build your core um, for your best ball team, which is I definitely agree with. I mean, that's it's kind of the way to do things. But I swear, in the big board, like example A, Jalen Waddle's ADP was 40 for a few weeks. If they drop that in BBM, that would get fixed within a day, if that, right? Like, I would love to get Tank Dell. I would love to get. I'd love to get James Cook. James Cook is definitely a grab on this squad. I don't have to. I would like to get Kincaid on at least probably like half of my Josh teams because I think a lot of Josh's upside passing wise is tied to Kincaid this year. Don't really think that's too hot of a take. Obviously, Keon Coleman could play a spoiler big role in eating up targets in that offense. That he's like probably the biggest wild card on the board out of anyone. I feel like if you knew what to do with Keon Coleman, like if you had a future telling device, you should ask it for best ball what to do with fucking Keon Coleman. Like is it just ETN? Like I don't want James Cook on all of my. Do I want him on this one? I think I do. I think I do. I think I'm going James Cook. Trey McBride's a crazy pick. His ADP's feels like his ADP is pretty out of whack. I'd like to obviously get Kincaid at the 54. That is the nut pick for us. But I gave us a backdoor outcome of just getting some easy tied weekly points with the Josh Allen, James Cook. We see ETN go off the board. Expected that. ETN shouldn't be going that late. If we didn't pick Josh Allen, I feel like that instantly increases the odds we go ETN by like half, probably. And it's just at that point a coin flip of who you like. But James Cook should be earning. I would like I see his floor as like 40, 45 receptions. That's his floor to me. His ceiling is what Rachaad White did last year for Tampa Bay. And I don't think that is crazy if he would do that and potentially more, eclipsing what Rachaad White was able to do last year. Because damn, fucking Kincaid goes at a 50. Okay, so we are going to be taking Keon Coleman on this team now. I would say guaranteed. I definitely want to get in those points because, yeah, I feel like it's pretty self-explanatory. Really, I want to get Mark Andrews here. I think he's the best value on the board right now by far. Yeah, we're going Mark Andrews. Okay. So definitely looking to line up some receivers for our next couple picks. I'm really all in on Xavier Worthy. Very all in on Xavier Worthy. I think his path to success this year is very clear. You have a on the brink of retirement Travis Kelce. You have Rasheed, who's guaranteed going to be suspended at least probably 2 games. You can count on one. We can say at least 2. It could be more. And then who knows what Hollywood Brown is bringing to the table. Like, it could have been that he didn't give a fuck last year, but his stats were horrendous from last year on the Cardinals. So it's kind of a mixed bag. I feel like with what you're getting out of Hollywood, and if that's the case, man, dude, Xavier Worthy has the clearest possible path in those scenarios. And he has guaranteed opportunity. He will be getting a great route share for at least the first 2 weeks. So all you have to do is give him a little opportunity. If he does something with that, he's never leaving the field again. Because the difference between Rasheed and Xavier Worthy is Rasheed doesn't do anything athletically where you're like, what the fuck? Rasheed is just a playmaker. Rasheed is just good at football. I'm still very bullish on Rasheed Rice being good at football, and I still think he'll be a decent fantasy asset this year. I don't know if his ADP is currently correct right now, but the way that he wins is, I would say, through skill. Xavier Worthy wins through just raw talent. Like, he is just simply too fast. He's too fast, he's too agile. When he's able to just make a play, like one play, he's not leaving the field, man. I can promise you that. All it takes is one play for the kid. He's not leaving the field. Yeah, so we're literally on our hands and knees praying right now that we get Xavier Worthy, because I just went on that whole spiel. Imagine we don't get him now. How sad that'd be. He snipes Xavier Worthy, which is objectively cringe. I think we're gonna go. It's either Kamara or the Addison double. I think I like the Addison double the most here. Kamara is also a decent take, but I think with this team structure, I want to be going a receiver here because we're starting to fall behind on the receiver points curve. So the main question here is, will Keon Coleman be on the board by pick 91? Let's look. The answer is let's look at the receivers. The answer is a hard maybe, man. A hard maybe. Deontay Johnson feels like an incredible value here. I think that's who I'm gonna go with. It's one of the receivers from this tier for me. I think I'm gonna go with Deontay. He just feels like the best receiver on that team. Not really close. Now we're just praying we get Keon Coleman at our next pick. Getting Lad McConkey at ADP just feels insane. So I'm gonna take a bit of a risk, try and push Keon Coleman. We'll see how it goes. We're testing the waters here. As a prospect, I do think Lad McConkey is infinitely better than Keon Coleman. Just with how I was grading them when I was going into the pre-draft process in the big board. I ended up in the big board with 50% Lad McConkey. Dude, he goes Keon Coleman right after. Well, we tested the waters, and now we know the sharks bite. Fuck, man. Well, I will be ending my Bills stack at Josh Allen, James Cook. It's not exactly the outcome that I was hoping for. I was hoping to get a pass catcher via Kincaid or Coleman, but Josh Allen and James Cook's fantasy points are not to be overlooked in their range. So, not unhappy about it because we have the Vikings double lined up perfectly for later in the draft. Like, I assume we'll pick JJ probably like right here, something 163 or 174. 174 is if we're feeling like pushing it, because who knows? Who knows? Like, it's a very important stack to complete this team. Like, if we don't have JJ McCarthy on this team, it's kind of a yikes. Like, I mean, I could backdoor the Bryce Young, but it's not what we're looking to do. I could hypothetically go Curtis Samuel. Curtis Samuel is still an option. Also, could just go Gus Edwards. I'm gonna go Gus. I think Gus should be going in the Zamir White range. I think that's fair. If he's the lead back in a Jim Harbaugh offense, seems good to me. I mean, that it should just end there. Like, that's the projection. Lead back in Jim Harbaugh offense, we know how that goes. Brother, we know how that goes. As a talent, I definitely like Tyjae more than Singletary. But if I gun to my head, projected fantasy points this year, I think I'd have to rip off Singletary. Tyjae's contingent upside is infinitely better because of his talent. If he were to be the workhorse in that backfield, I mean, he's back to being a top 70 pick. But with Pollard there, we are happily slamming Rashid Shaheed here every single time. We know his upside. It's pretty comfortable. They didn't draft anyone somehow. I really can't believe New Orleans didn't draft someone. Doesn't make sense. I mean, obviously, it's great to have confidence in Olave and Rashid, but not to have a three? Like, your three receiver sets are not great. Are they the team that drafted Dallin Holker? They are. That's a good landing spot for Dallin Holker. He's someone I can see running some routes for them, getting some time. I will be taking Jalen Wright here every single time. Let's go. Love getting Jalen Wright here. I'm going to have so much of him in the big board. The Dolphins traded up for him. Period. Like, trading up for someone in round 3 as a running back, like, I'm in, man. I am fucking in. I ideally would have been getting Blake Corum here in a perfect world, but fuck you, Jay Timber. I was hoping to get Marshawn Lloyd. Damn. Damn. We get what, Roman Wilson now? Roman Wilson, figure it out. Seems like a good plan to me. Not sure why Roman Wilson's going this low. He's the number 2 receiver on that team. I don't really understand, but I will be taking as much of him as I can in this range. The Steelers have to be one of the more nutted landing spots for Roman Wilson. This guy having TJ Hawkinson's, it makes me squirrely as fuck because he has 2 picks in between when I pick. Like, Chuba is the pick here. We gamble. We gamble. We gamble. Because Bryce Young, we can backstack with Deontay. It won't be as good as a JJ double, but if this guy doesn't pick JJ McCarthy in one of these 2 picks, then we're home free. It's a little risky, but our backfield needed some help. So we needed to secure one of the running backs in this range, in my opinion, because we're going to see some running backs start to go off the board here, and then it's going to get really thin really fast. And then we're picking 2 dart throws as our 5 and 6 when we could have instead had Chuba as our 5, which to me seems better. Oh, this guy going Baker sucks. Is Baker someone that he potentially maybe could have talked himself into? Um, he goes Gino, yes, because he has JSN. Okay, what does Sasquatch have? Can he talk himself somehow into McCarthy? I feel like he would want Derek Carr. We see Levis go off the board. Seeing these quarterbacks go off the board is not great. We need to dodge Sasquatch. Please, just no. Okay, yes. Okay, we should have just secured JJ McCarthy at this point. I'm not going to risk it pushing it further because I don't want to test my luck further. Even though, objectively, I don't think any of these people should be taking JJ McCarthy, and it wouldn't make sense for their teams to take JJ McCarthy. You don't know what people are gonna do. You never know. And so I'm glad we secured JJ McCarthy there. Kimani's someone I potentially want to get on this team. Just secure the Chargers backfield, so it's a little unfortunate that we don't get him. Definitely eyeing up Johnny Smith, Tyler Conklin. I mean, yeah, Hunter Henry's honestly a decent play too now since Drake May's there. He's like really the only tight end option they have there. And we've seen Hunter Henry post multiple touchdown games multiple years in a row. So he's one of those players that's just better in best ball. So Luke McCaffrey, 179. Wow. I will be over the moon if I can get Jonnu. We get Jonnu, man. That's insane. Getting Jonnu as our tight end 2 on this team is really, really, really good scenario. Where we got him to, I mean, just in love with that Jonnu pick there. Definitely trying to go RB as our next pick, probably. I fancy some Keaton Mitchell, Isaac, Roshan. I'm down to mess around with some Dylan Loeb too, honestly. I don't think it's bad. We see Tyler Conklin go off the board. That was to be expected. Roshan. Definitely try and grab an RB from this tier. Isaac goes. I think I'm gonna go Keaton Mitchell. Like he's still explosive. We can assume he's still explosive. Like if you look into his ACL tear report, it was a clean tear, one of the cleanest possible tears that you could have, and we should expect him to return to full sooner rather than later. So if you like the talent, you should be betting on Keaton Mitchell type of thing, in my opinion. We're either gonna go like Dylan Loeb or someone like Cade Stover or Theo Johnson, I think. Um, is Cade Stover better than Brevin Jordan? Shouldn't even be a question in our minds. Brevin Jordan is a Jag. CJ Stroud made Noah Brown look incredible. So, can he make a former teammate that he played with look good? I think the answer is yes. Why is the reason they drafted Cade Stover? Probably because CJ Stroud told them to. Probably because CJ Stroud was like, yo, like this guy knows how to play ball. I played with him, etc. I expect Cade Stover to be a very big steal because who's to say he's not live to beating out Dalton Schultz for his job? If Cade Stover is just a better receiving tight end than Dalton Schultz, I think we'll see it. CJ Stroud is someone that is very LeBron to me of how they get things done. Once they see something, once they know something, it's just happening. So if Cade Stover ever shows that he's talented at football at the NFL level, he's not leaving the field. CJ Stroud will make him not leave the field. He'll be like, no, like, you know what I'm saying? So pretty big Cade Stover bowl. And I think I'll be taking him as my tight end 3. I'm a fan. I'm a fan. But him or Tucker Craft, I don't know. Hopefully someone picks one of the two so I don't have to decide between the two because I love me some Tucker Craft. I love me some Tucker Craft. Oh, let's go. He went Tucker Craft. We can just go Cade Stover now and not have to think about it. It's kind of awesome. If he goes Cade Stover, then we might go Dylan Loeb. TBH. We're going Cade Stover. And that's going to be it for the first BBM draft we did. We did a Josh Allen, JJ McCarthy team. At running back, we did a 0 RB build of James Cook, Gus Edwards, Devin Singletary, Jalen Wright, Chuba Hubbard, Keaton Mitchell, rounding it out. Then for our receivers, got a nice core of Justin Jefferson, Debo Samuel, Jordan Addison, Deontay Johnson, Lad McConkey. Then we got Rashid Shaheed and Roman Wilson to close it out. And then at tight end, we went elite tight end with Mark Andrews, and then close it out with Jonnu Smith and Cade Stover. And that wraps up that team and draft. Hope you all enjoyed. Have a good rest of your day. Peace.